Tonight I will be reading aloud a letter that I wrote to somebody who abused me for 13 years. And I just wanted to share it and get it out with you today. May 23rd, 2022. Dear Madison, it was from December 2020 to June 2021 that we had not been in each other's lives. It was from the summer of 2009 to October 2020 that I had finally let you go, and I had moved on. I was free from thinking about you every second of the day, free from obsessively missing you and loving you way too much. I began living. It was that very June 15th, 2021, at 12:32 in the morning, that I went against my better instincts, and I let you back into my life. I had honestly thought our newfound friendship was truly a thing of mutual care and kindness. And I truly thought you had good intentions, but you have caused more pain than I have ever expected from you. You lied to me. You told me that you were going to kill yourself because I liked a song you liked. You told me that you were going to make sure I was blamed for it. You told me your father and grandfather had been physically beating you. And you sent me photos of the bruises on your body that they had caused you. You told me you needed a home, that your father said he would kill you. You told me you were going to be homeless. You were crying to me. You were frantic. You knew I cared about you enough that all you had to do was make me worry. So I tracked down the correct police station and the right address to place a wellness check for the second time in our scattered years. It was after that we were getting along like old friends. And it honestly felt so simple and natural. It felt like it had been like this the whole time, from the very beginning. You were so open about how much you loved California, how much it meant to you, but how afraid you were to even have to consider moving away, even for a day, even for your own safety. But every word of it was a lie. You never needed another home. Your dad never threatened you. You were never going to be homeless. There was only one reason why you reached out to me, crying about needing false help. You needed a dose of attention. You wanted me to care about you. You wanted me to miss you again. You needed emotional and mental validation. You knew that I had loved you once so badly, and that I still have a love and care for you as a person, and that of course I would let you back in. You used my care for you against me more than you ever have. All you wanted was that small opening of my heart to you again. And you took it with cruelty. But out of all that, I think what really sealed the pain for me was the nerve you had to tell me to get over it. You told me to get over your abuse and your lies and your manipulation and your bullying. And it's been since then that I've been stuck thinking about you all over again. Missing the person you used to be, the sweet, wonderful, happy and giggly girl I loved. All the struggling and the hardship and the pain I went through to be able to let you go. To physically and mentally be able to move on and live my life for me. I was able to finally wish you well and to put out nothing but love, positivity, goodness, happiness, and a safe life for you. Something I do now, even after the recent crossing. I was free. Of course, I still thought of you from time to time, but nothing like I once did. And then, I got into a relationship that I am currently in and that I'm happy with now. Before you left my life this time, you wished me well in my new relationship, and you told me you were happy for me, that it was really good to see me smile, and that you hoped this relationship wasn't toxic. Which is why you hurting me this time has hurt me so badly. You gaslit me. You said you couldn't believe that you were falling in love with me again, which is what you knew would hurt me the most, because I used to love you. If I hadn't grown and taken responsibility for my past actions with you, if I hadn't been in my current relationship, and if I wasn't smart, I would have believed you. I would have crumbled and begged and cried for you to stay. I would grovel and act desperate. I would act a fool all over again just for you, which is exactly what you would have wanted. But the fact that I'm sitting here and I've been stuck thinking about you again, just not in the way I used to. I've been consumed for months with just wondering why you've chosen to act this way and to hurt me on purpose like this. The truth is, I know why, but I just don't understand it. You come from a very religious and homophobic, anti-LGBTQA community home. Your mom died when you were very young, and you've been abused by the worst form of boys ever since high school that I could possibly imagine. And you are an alcoholic. While I have sympathy for the lack of childhood you had and the awful way you had to grow up and be treated so poorly, for that I am truly sorry. But you choose to hurt instead of to heal. I used to be like you when I was going down hard in my life, and it was easier to take it out on someone rather than to take and face on whatever it was that was hurting me. And in my case, it was my mother and her abuse. But after years of learning and growing and healing and taking responsibility and accountability for my actions, I've grown and I've changed, and I am a better human for it. The exact things that you will never do. I often wonder what it was in your life that damaged you so much and so badly beyond repair that it slowly and gradually made you become the broken girl you are today. Sometimes I try to imagine what your childhood was like when you were very small, what your mom was really like when she was alive, and what things were like that you went through by being raised by your grandparents. I know I'll never know what happened to you in your life that caused you to be what you are today, but I do hope one day that you will be brave enough to face it head on and learn how to heal and move past it. Maybe one day, the real Madison will return and the happy Maddie will come back. While I will always have a love and care for you, I have to choose to love and respect myself more and myself first. I have boundaries now, and you may never come to me again. You may never cross those boundaries ever again. Never with your fake narcissist love and your fake bullshit stories and texts full of rage, which I have no doubt you had been drunk when you made your threats out of your temper tantrum. For your own sake, I really hope that you heal your inner wounded child and you do something about that rage. The truth about you is you don't love anyone. You love being loved. You love having people obsess over you and fawn over you, being someone's everything and the center of someone's universe. But you don't know what really loving someone is. You project your innermost painful insecurities on me, and I'm sure onto other people too. You hate yourself so much that when you say that I want you to go away and that I want you to disappear, that is how you really feel about yourself. Why you hate yourself so much, I'll never understand. But all your unresolved hatred and anger has turned you into this ugly and frightening creature, so dark and soulless, so heartless. A vindictive and broken, lonely, attention-hungry and love-deprived, emotionally void, mentally underdeveloped, unstable and self-centered, egocentric, bratty, childish, snobby, spoiled rotten, bored with her own life, an empty life, princess son of a bitch. And while I know that you will never admit to anything you've ever done to me, that you will never take ownership, no accountability, no sole responsibility, no owning up to the bullying and the abuse and the lies and the manipulation and the fear you instilled, the gaslighting and the blame shifting. I know you will never apologize or ever try to fix yourself and become a good human being because you have to play the victim, because you are always the victim. But I choose to forgive you, and I do forgive you. But I forgive you for me. You've got all your flying monkeys, your blind fan club, who you've got believing that you are the kind and caring person that you have to pretend that you are. The act that you have to constantly play and put on every day just to fit in and blend with society. That way, you can observe and learn how to act kind and pick and choose the way you want to abuse any new victims you plan to use and abuse. But I know who you really are. Underneath all that makeup and heavily edited photos and filters, I know the narcissist beneath the fake mask. With my boundaries intact, I did want to address that should you ever try to pull the suicide threat on me again, I will be sending your harassment messages to your father, and I found the information to do that. This is for my own safety and nothing more, but it is just something that I will not allow to continue on ever again anymore. I know the only reaction you have to any of this is how amusing it must be that I've been stuck on this for so long, all while you've been living your glamorous life, going to Disney like you didn't fake a suicide threat for attention, or that you didn't spread horrific lies for attention, that you didn't cause any harm or pain or fear to someone who really cared about you, like nothing ever happened, with your smirk, that you think you are so much better than everyone else, that you think you are so cool and impressive when you are so far from anything real. You have all the right people tricked and fooled over, but you are the biggest fake. You've absolutely gotten what you wanted out of this situation, a reaction out of me. And for months, I get that. But I'm working on starting over again, letting you go, moving on, working on my boundaries, growing every day, and working on my life with the person I love and I want to spend the rest of my life with. I finally wrote you this letter, that way I may take all my power back. You will no longer use fear or control over me, and you will never hurt me ever again. You have no effect on my life, or my heart, or my mind. My soul will be free yet again, and I will always wish you well. Please heal yourself and realize you cannot run from your trauma. It will never leave you, but it will affect you, and it will only make you worse inside and out. All you will ever continue to know and have are the boys who abused you. You will never know real love or a real relationship. You will only consistently know abuse. If you ever do try to make the correct changes in your life, then perhaps one day we can try to reconnect and maintain a type of friendship and be a happy part of the other person's life. And this all could have been avoided if we had just talked instead of a rage alcohol-fueled miscommunication. I don't hate you. I don't want anything bad for you. I want you to live. I want you to heal. But you no longer control me. You have no power over me. I will always love you. And I wanted to finish off this video. I got some candles for my birthday, a couple of them, and this was one of them. They are from one of my pagan shops that I go to, and they're candles for peace. It's with this candle that I release Madison from my life. I release her from my heart and my soul and my mind as much as possible, to move on again and not to consistently think of her. Peace for myself, but peace for her too, so that she can heal and be well. But this is predominantly for me. I want peace and freedom from her for the rest of my life. If I ever think of her, I want it to be every now and then, just every once in a while, and I wish her well. But I no longer want to think of her like I used to in my life when I used to be in love with her, because I'm not that person anymore. I'm this person now. And she just wants to be free and at peace. Blessed be.